gonna try to build my first ever scratch-built airplane from materials I can find at home. So I went into this project with very little experience of building RC planes. The only experience I really had was the flight test mini aero speed build kit I built like a year ago. That plane was really fun, but unfortunately it broke into 1,000 pieces. So I wanted to challenge myself. Could I build a working airplane from materials I had lying around at home? So after a quick look I found some cardboard boxes. I also found these plastic tubes that holds components. These are actually really lightweight and quite durable, so I decided to use them for the main frame. I just glued together a few cardboard pieces with some wood glue to make a really sturdy wing. Then I attached the plastic tubes and then some cardboard on top. I decided to cover the wing with some red paper, both to make the surface smoother but also to make it look a bit nicer. So at this point I had the general airframe done and it really felt like it had some potential. I then went ahead and did the electronics, and here's where I ran into the first big problem. So the turn evolution doesn't actually support channel mixing, which means you can't have elevons. Elevons is when you have the roll and the pitch axis on the same two servos, like this. When I roll, the servos goes in different directions, and when I pitch, they go in the same direction. The way I actually solved this in the end was adding a Arduino Nano to the plane, which takes the roll and pitch inputs and controls the two servos. I'll make a video that goes a lot more in depth on this later. For the motor I took a Ishin 1806 2300 kV motor from one of my first ever quad builds. The motor itself is 3S capable and runs on about 12 amps at maximum load. So at this point it was finally time to make the maiden flight.
Yeah.
So the first flight didn't really go very well, and that was mainly due to a few reasons. One of the major ones being that the CG was just way off. Then the plane was also very heavy and I didn't really have a lot of control surfaces. It was really hard to control it on the pitch axis. The control surfaces couldn't really move the plane a lot because they were so close to the CG. The CG should actually have been closer to here. So to fix that I switched to a heavier battery and put it way up in the front. Then I added some elevators in the back to help pitch the airplane. While the plane did fly a lot better now, it was still really hard to keep it up in the air. At this point I had crashed the plane a lot and I was getting tired of repairing it. However, I decided to do one last try. I took a Emax 2205, and all of you quad pilots will know that this is a really powerful motor, and I attached it with a 30 amp ESC in the front. I did a first attempt line of sight, which didn't really go very well, but it showed potential, so I decided to try it FPV.
Är du redo? Då kör vi!
And I couldn't actually believe my eyes, it actually flew. It was just an amazing experience flying a plane that I had built myself from scratch. So as you could tell, that plane flew pretty horrible, but it did fly and that's the important thing, so I'm gonna count that as a win. I encourage you guys, try to build your own design. It was just really fun to make this plane. It was really awesome to see it actually fly up in the air. And stay tuned for part 2, where I'll be building a new version of this plane, taking everything I've learned and then some. I've already started with the video and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So in the meantime, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.